Well, if 355 says it's okay, it's gotta be okay.
Well, I'll tell you what's the truth. At the end of this video, you'll be able to click on it and watch this one.
Oh, the joys of owning a Ford. Hey, don't forget about the NoNameNationals.
I can only put so much in these containers because our local recycling will not allow you to recycle more than 8 quarts a week. Guys, you gotta mix that STP up when you put it in here. Welcome to RCindustry.
Well, hey, it's Rick here. And, well, I tell you what, this old limelatada's got the blues, baby. Hey, I'm going to show you here what we got going on. Okay, so we know from the last episode here that somebody had cross-threaded the original drain plug, and they had this one in there, which is a 14 millimeter 1.5 thread. So, you know, usually drain pan plugs are fine thread. So the next size up fine thread is this 9/16. But I couldn't find a actual drain pan plug that size. You can get one bigger, but I don't know if there's enough pan, you know, down there to thread something really big. And then the next metric size is this one right here, which is a 16 and the 1.5 thread. So I'm not sure what we're going to do. We're going to get down underneath here and see which one of these two, because we know this one's too small because it's wallered out. So we're going to get down there and see which one of these two are closest, and then we're just going to have to try to find a tap to make this work. Oh, the joys of owning a Ford. Actually, it's the joys of owning something somebody trashed out. But anyway, I think we can do something. If we have to weld a nut to the oil pan and screw it in, I guess that's what we'll do. I don't know yet. But let's get down under there and see what we can do. All right, show you more. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get this. Of course, that's been a dripping because it won't tighten down, so I'm going to take my 17 here and loosen this back up a little. You guys might have a better idea about this, but nobody really commented on the other video, and so this is what I've come up with to try to make this happen, to try to make this work. And man, it is cold. I was going to work on this yesterday, and it was snowing out here. The car was covered up, and I'm like, I'm not going to lay out here in the snow. So the snow is melted off, but it's still cold out. All right, let's see what we got there. All right, so that's the one you can see is all stripped. Actually, that's not the stripped out. Well, that's the new one I bought. That's right. So I bought a new 15. I forgot about that. So I bought a new 15 millimeter, and it goes in there, but it won't tighten down. So that's what this one is. So let's see here. So the next size up would actually be this fine threaded Tractor Supply bolt. Good old Rule King. Let's see. And you know that thing will almost screw in there. I believe that will screw in. It's kind of long. Heck yeah, that'll just screw right in there. It feels pretty tight too. I screwed it in that far. So, okay, so let's see if we can figure out a way to put a gasket on the end of this nut. No, this is a bolt, Rick. Yes, let's see if we can put a gasket on here. Alright, let's look and see our options. Show you more. Alright, so what we got here is this one is too small, stripped out, appears to be just right. But we got no, this is not made for an oil pan, but it does have a nice little built-in flat collar there. So I wonder if we can take this polypropylene washer off of here, or whatever that's called, and let's see if we can get that off of there. I mean, I put it on there when I got the new plug. Alright, let's see if that'll go on there. I believe it will. Well, she's not wanting to lay there. I guess maybe it's going to lay flat down on there. Yeah, that ought to work maybe. Alright, let's get a wrench or a socket for this thing, and let's see if we can move that in there. Alright, show you more. Well, I believe she's about 35 degrees outside. Let's think of something nice and warm. Alright. I really want to get this old thing fired up. Let's get it fired up. Oops, I hit the old camera there. Trying to film with one hand and run this thing with the other. Yeah, she just can't use that thing, I'm sure. Let's see what we got here. Hopefully that bolt ain't too long to run in there and break the oil retriever for the oil pump off or something. I don't think it will, but some of you Ford people out there will know what I'm doing wrong here. I'm just trying to make it like brand used here, baby. Besides, I like that little green oil plug there, that bolt. That thing kind of matches the car. Well, we're getting close. Let's see if it'll snug up. That other one wouldn't. She's just the wrong thread size. Well, she's beginning to snug up a little. Let's see. We don't want to, you know, put too many ugga-duggas on it. That's pretty tight right there. Let's wipe that off. You know, look at that. That's pretty. Alright guys, I think that's going to work for what we need it to do anyway. So, let's get the transmission fluid mixture with the diesel fuel, and let's get that dumped in there and get this thing fired up. Alright, show you more. Okay, so we talked about this in the last video, if you remember. I'll try to link the video before this. At the end of this video, you'll be able to click on it and watch this one. The one before this, I mean. But we already put the oil filter on here. And we put a little bit of seafoam in it, I think, and we put some transmission fluid in it and screwed that on. That's already down there. Hand tight, of course. And we used that cheaper filter. Once we get this doctored up with all these goodies, why we'll put a good filter, good quality filter and oil and some zinc additive and all that in there. So you know, all the good vitamins. And so today we're just going to be kind of using what I got here. Cause this stuff's getting expensive, guys. It's $6 a quart here for most of this transmission fluid stuff. This happens to be a Merv Con. I don't think I have anything anymore that takes that. So we'll get rid of that one. And then the ATF Ford thing, or the ATF I mean, +4, that was for the CrustyChrysler. So let's dump that in there. That wasn't quite a quart either. Let's get rid of that one. Then we got our diesel fuel here. Let's see what we can get done with this. Now I just went down and bought 0.5 gallons, which in my book is 2 quarts. Because old Wild Rose kind of talked about doing the same thing my grandpa would always do, and that's about half and half here. I can hear it running down into someplace. That ought to flush something out. Good or bad. You tell me, what do you guys use to flush these things out with? Go over here and pull the old stick and see if we got anything on it yet. Well, she is almost to the safe mark. I might put just a little more in there and then we'll see what happens here. Now, obviously, I don't want to rev this thing up and all that, but I do want to warm it up. And we can't get it too warm, or we can't let it run too long anyway, because I still don't have all those wiring figured out for this electric fan thing set up here. And obviously it's not even, I mean, who knows what kind of vehicle that came off of. Let's take that off of there. Put this back on there. And here's our oil pressure thingy here. Let's kind of set that up here where we can watch that. Maybe. Doesn't seem like it wants to cooperate too well. There, maybe. I don't know. I just want to be able to see it. There we go. Alright. Okay, let's give this thing a start and see if it'll start up. And I suspect that it will make quite a bit of noise, actually, probably, because it's not going to have much thickness in the oil here. Alright, we're going to let that sit there and warm up. Got about 25 pounds there. But she's just really cold, so let's let it sit there and warm up. Get all them juices warmed up in there, that ATF and that sea foam we dumped in there, and the diesel fuel, and Let's let her get warmed up. Let's see what happens. I'll tell you one thing it ain't doing. It's not clickety-clickety-clickety anymore, so that's a good thing. Okay, I'm just kind of looking at this thing with my infrared camera here. You can see the exhaust is not about 188 degrees. The intake manifold is about 80. Well, that's the valve cover, corner of the valve cover. Let's see our water over there. Alright guys, she's warmed up now. We've got circulating water going through the radiator, and I've noticed the oil pressure has went down to almost zero, so I'm going to shut it off, and yeah, I shut it off there, and let's let it set a minute or two, and then we'll drop the oil out of it, or the stuff that we put in it isn't oil, but you know, we'll drop the fluids out of it, pull the filter off of it, let it all drain out real good, and then we'll go from there. Alright, show you more. Okay, the flavor of the day today is going to be, we got us a Wix filter here, we got some STP oil treatment because that's got zinc in it, and then we got some SAE 10W40. So we're going to get the junk that's in there sloshing around and cleaning it out. We're going to get that dumped out of there, and we're going to put this in it. And while we're here, I'll just go ahead and show you. This was so clear a while ago you couldn't even see, and now it's got some color to it. You can tell it's a little over full. It's up to just a little bit past safe there. So anyway, I don't know if that showed up on the camera, but so we did something. Now, whether we did anything any good or not, that's to be seen, but we did do something. So, alright, show you more. Okay, I ain't got no way to cut the top off this, but let's just see if there's anything that jumps out at us. Well, it's just nice and black. I don't see anything shiny in it. Nothing like that, so we'll look at the oil pan, or the pan down under there draining once we get the rest of that drained out. It's still running out down there. All right, show you more. Okay, let's see if we can't dump up some of that sludge out of that engine here and take a look at this pan. She's definitely pretty black. See if we can make a mess all over Mama's driveway here. And I can only put so much in these containers because our local recycling will not allow you to recycle more than 8 quarts a week. Well, I don't know what somebody does if you got a big decent engine or something, but anyway, I don't try to figure it out. I just try to go along with it, because that's really about all you can do. Let's set this one aside, put our empty one in here. So in the next couple of weeks, we'll be taking this stuff off to the recycle center, and we'll give them a little taste of it. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so if we look in here, I'll take my glove off. I'm not seeing anything sparkly at all. Well, I don't know. There might be some sparkles in that, guys. That might not be a good thing. Of course, it might be just dirt, too. I don't know. But, it's definitely cleaned something out. You can tell that because it was not that color when it went in. Alright, show you more. Billy, will you get down off of there?
Guys, you got to mix that STP up when you put it in here. Drink up, Bessie. Well, I'll tell you what's the truth. I had an instructor in tech school, and he swore by damn that he never changed the oil in his vehicle. It had, I don't know, close to 200,000 on it. And all he did was change the oil filter. He used a good oil filter, and he would, of course, put some oil back in that oil filter when he put it on, but he just changed the oil, or changed the oil filter. He never changed his oil. Okay, guys, I'm going to let you watch that oil pressure gauge, and I'm going to fire it up. Well, looks like we got about 70 pounds at idle, cold. So that's pretty good, and no clickety 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 going on. So that's even better. Well, she's sitting there idling, and sounds a lot better than it used to. Anyway, along today, and thanks for subscribing. And you know, we're up to 1,000 subscribers now. I didn't know if that would ever happen, but it did. And anyway, I want to thanks to all you guys who comment and kind of get me thinking in the right direction here. I believe we got this thing to where we can start driving it anyway. I got to get some brakes on it. I wanted to try to do a big burnout here in the driveway, but it ain't got enough brakes to hold it. And I know I'm going to have to power brake it to get it to spin its wheel. So, you know, this 138 horsepower or whatever this motor's got. So, anyway, to get some hours on it, get some heat cycles on it. I believe them rings will come back around, hopefully. The timing chain, the slack in the timing chain with the, you know, kind of working the harmonic balancer area back and forth, doesn't seem like it's got much. So, maybe it's in pretty good shape. Yeah, I think it's just been setting for a long time, guys. So anyway, as always, we're making it just like brand used here, baby. Hey, don't forget about the No Name Nationals. Do a hashtag No Name Nationals and do a hashtag No Name National 500, and you're going to get all the folks that are getting ready to go to Sikeston this fall. Thanks for coming along. Run, Tallulah, run!
Hi, baby.